It's Wednesday, hump day.
Yep, Search for Hurt day.
Yeah, Search for Hurt used to be on Wednesday nights on ESPN, so I think I mentioned in the last clip we were going to crank out some more content, so we're going to bring back Search for Hurt Wednesdays.
Yep.
So this episode, way better than the first one. First one was probably the one I hated the most. What are we doing? Training with Hobie Call, who was one of the original obstacle racer legends and still is. I don't know if he's still running around now.
CrossFit lad.
Yeah, and then CrossFit lad was Chris Spealler, who's another OG. Yeah, so enjoy. Like I said, I enjoyed this one a lot better than episode 1, and they only get better from here on in. So check it out, and we'll catch you on the other end.
I think that's what you call the hurt box.
Matt and Elyse make use of their time in the United States to head to Utah, where Matt meets his obstacle racer twin, Hobie Call, the unbeatable Spartan racer.
A Spartan race it's not just your everyday run-of-the-mill obstacle race. There's punishment if you don't actually complete an obstacle. So you need to do 30 burpees if you can't get over the wall, or if you fall off the balance beam, or if you fall over the rope. And maybe some people take it a little too seriously.
This is Sparta!
So here we are at Hobie Call's homestead.
Okay. We're here today with the unbeatable Spartan racer, Hobie Call. Nice to see you, man. Thanks.
So we go to see Hobie Call, and he lives in a place called...
We're out at Urda.
2 minutes outside of where his house is supposed to be, we get pulled up by a cop because Matt's swerving all over the road. And he said, where are you at? Where are you heading to? And we're like, oh, a place called Urda. And he's like, where?
And we're like...
He'd never even heard of it, and he's the local cop. Yeah. So we're like, okay, this is going to be interesting.
What are we up to today, mate?
Oh, we're going to make you hurt. That's what you're looking for.
In the obstacle racing world, this guy is unbeatable. I think he's been beaten once in like 80 or 90 races. He tried out for the 2008 US Olympic marathon team, and I think he missed out by a couple of minutes. So this guy's the real deal, and to go and train with him, I couldn't wait.
A lot of running, a lot of lunging, some burpees.
So guys, Hobie's filled me in that before his workouts, there's a certain drink that he takes down. So when in Rome, I guess we go with it. So yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, if you want to have yourself a great workout, you gotta have great nutrition to go with it. So before a hard workout, I will do a drink. I've got raw honey. It's my favorite for carbohydrates. Digest easy, quick, good for you. A hydrolyzed whey protein. You gotta get your protein in there, but don't need a lot of it before a workout, but you get some. And hydrolyzed proteins digest really fast and easy, so they won't stick in your stomach and give you problems. Juiced wheatgrass powder, and then some creatine monohydrate. It's good it's like a cell volumizer, help get nutrients to your muscles where you want them. So,
all just before the workout, so hopefully we don't bring it up.
Drink some of that and we'll see how it goes.
All right. This is a bad boy, huh? Look out.
It tastes a lot better than it was.
Well, cheers, here we go. So the drink tasted like absolute So we're about to start first bit of the workout, so what's our plan?
All right, we're gonna start you by going around the driveway with a 30-pound rock. You're just gonna throw it different ways. Just get your body warmed up. It's a good way to warm up. We'll come around the driveway once probably, then you'll run around it, then maybe around it again with the rock. Run around it again until you feel loosened up and warmed up good. But you don't get rest breaks, so it gets real intense real quick and it stays that way. All right, one more lap of these. Now you run to the rock.
Yep.
But after you see this workout, you'll get it. I only run 1.5 miles on this day, but it's a heck of a workout. Then we'll head in the garage on the treadmill. I'm wearing a 30-pound weight vest, heavy paces you can handle. You know, you're working. I don't know if I'm going the wrong way or not. Because you'll notice in obstacle races, strength plays a lot bigger factor than speed does. So the weight vest allows you to build more leg strength. I was going to do 6 1-minute intervals with a 20-second break between. See if we can make it. All right, ready? Hey, go. Hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like pushing on your lungs.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting.
According to Hobie, Matt's not hurting enough. Let's crank it up.
All that tells me is that he slacked on the first 3 intervals.
Let's see if we can get that shake to come up.
I don't know, if you've never run with a weight vest, it's deceiving when you're carrying a lot of weight anyway. It's not just the weight of the vest that slows you down, but it actually compresses your chest, makes it a lot harder to breathe at the same time.
One of your secrets.
Definitely, yeah. I love the weight vest. Helps a lot.
It's just like you've done a water obstacle, and that's how you feel as soon as you hop out. Heavy, heavy lungs.
Why wait 30 seconds, huh? That's just to get the lungs going. Now you can do the leg workout. We're gonna carry a 60-pound dumbbell with the vest also. Carry 90 pounds, you're gonna lunge. It's supposed to go 100 meters. We'll get you as far as we can get you.
Now that Matt's lungs are working, Hobie takes him outside to help him find the hurt he promised to show him.
Go up and kick your butt. And then you're gonna drop that without a rest break. You're gonna lunge 100 more meters with 30 pounds, or as far as we can get you.
A lot of these guys, they're just so big that do at these events.
Yeah, they just can't do the running. Yeah, I've had a lot of people complain I'm just a skinny endurance runner, but I'll beat them on any obstacle any day, you know.
Matt's then instructed to do another 100 meters of lunges, this time without the weight vest. But of course, there's more.
You're gonna do 50 meters of burpees, where when the jump on the burpee is a double-legged long jump. That's how you move forward, is by the long jump. So do 50 meters of burpees, then another 100 meters lunging, then 50 more meters of burpees. All without rest breaks. You just go. As tense as you can do it.
Muscles are just starting to contract. We're outside in freezing cold Utah, snow on the mountains around. It felt like something out of a Rocky movie. And the air coming into your lungs is so cold that your body temperature, so your lungs, when that air comes in, it's like daggers going into your chest. It's insane. For a few days after, my lungs were all scarred up because of how cold the air coming in was. It was insane.
So when your lungs can't bear the cold any longer, you go inside with no rest and do Hobie's strength workout, starting with 10 chin-ups.
5 more, come on. Go breaks, go. There's 4 more.
You bastard.
Okay, 4 more. God.
I'll do 5.
It's nearing the end, but Hobie has a few more punishing acts.
All right, 10 clapping push-ups. No stopping. 7 more. Come on. Good job. Are we done? No, you gotta go over the wall 2 times. Okay. Go over, call under, go over, call under. Quick. Good job, now you're done. That's a workout.
Nice. Woo! I'll talk to you in a minute. The session with Hobie, it was hard. You know, he says that he does these type of sessions a few times a week, and yeah, you're gonna get really fit and really fast if you can train that hard and that fast a few times a week. My legs were cooked for days. They were so sore, let alone the lack of oxygen from the altitude and how cold the air was. I can see now why he's the unbeatable Spartan racer.
Still in Utah, they head to Park City for a quick session with CrossFit pinup boy and legend Chris Spealler.
To the CrossFit community, Chris Spealler is a legend. He's the only individual to have competed in all 6 CrossFit games.
CrossFit is absolutely huge. The growth that it's seen in the last 5 or so years is faster than anything that I've ever seen before in the fitness industry.
And his performances exceed fans' imagination.
My first question to Chris was, what is CrossFit?
CrossFit is generally just a strength and conditioning program. A lot of military law enforcement cling to it because the whole idea is just, in a nutshell, that you can kind of do any task, anywhere, anytime, and really be capable to do that. So heavy weight, lightweight, high rep, low rep, body weight, running, all sorts of stuff, and just have the ability to do anything. So.
Every year, he's one of the smallest athletes in the field, and every year, the demands of the games get heavier and harder.
So what's our plan today? What are we going to do to get some hurt on?
We're going to open up with 150 double unders. That's going to be kind of the buy-in to the workout. Yep. And then once we're done with that, we'll do as many rounds as we can. Have 4 squat cleans at about, for you guys, 84 kilos, right?
I won't be doing that.
Yeah, and then 8 burpees. So, yep, we'll just keep bouncing back and forth between those 2 until the 8 is up.
His fitness level is just, it's unbelievable. Like, by the time I finish my double unders, he's already 1 and a bit through his squat cleans and burpees. It's just, yeah, it's pretty impressive. And then, you know, he puts another 1 or 2 rounds into me in the time that I'm lifting 75 pounds lighter. So yeah, it was just really, really impressive. So on the side of diet, like you follow anything specific?
Honestly, it's, you know, pretty much the prescription that CrossFit would give. It's just real simple. It's similar to paleo. True paleo is typically really strict. So meats and veggies, nuts and seed, some fruit, little starch, no sugar. So yeah. It's generally try to eat clean, stay away from most things that have gluten in them, and I try not to go too crazy with it, overcomplicate it, because then it becomes more of a job.
Yeah. He's such a nice guy. You see all these YouTube clips on him. You know, to go and actually do a training session with him, you know, really opened my eyes up to how strong he really is. He's not a massive guy, but the strength that he has for his size, it's unbelievable. It put it into perspective how fit these guys at the top really are. And also, you know, to do it in Park City at altitude and have to perform at that heart rate, it was pretty tough.
So when we were in Park City, we were staying with a friend named Chris, who's a yoga teacher, and he's a little bit out there. And one night we caught him doing this thing called nettying. And it's way out of left field, but we just thought, let's put Matt through a different kind of hurt.
I Netti every night, so this will be Matt's first experience netting. I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys how it should be done, and we'll see how Matt does it. Put some salt in the Netti pot. Looks like a genie pot. And you just want warm water. For all you ladies out there who have a partner that snores, this is why I Netti every night, because I snore. Matt, I want you to pay particular attention to the position of my head.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh man, I'm gonna be coughing and
This started with the ancient yogis. We're the first ones to Netti because it helps them breathe when they meditate and they practice yoga.
Told her Netti.
Or your left. Yeah. And then look in the mirror, that helps.
I'm scared. Okay.
There you go. For your first time, that's really good. Actually.
Oh, that's bad.
I'll let you get that.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Oh, actually.
Back in Wyoming, not far from the small town where Matt and Elyse were staying, was a town called Alta that held an exceptional athlete, and they pay her a visit.
Lisa Smith-Batchen takes this to a whole new level. She's not only unbelievably fit, but along with that, she's by far the toughest person I've ever met. So you mix those two things together and it's just something that's amazing. So in the world of ultramarathoning, Lisa's probably got one of the most impressive resumes in the world. She's won Marathon des Sables.
Yep,
Okay.
Marathon of the Sands.
Now this is in Morocco?
Correct.
Cool.
Through the Sahara Desert.
And how actually long is it?
It is between 150 miles to 156 miles.
And this is over 6 days.
It's over 6 days.
You've got to take all your own gear. So
All your own gear.
what are we talking? Like all your own gear for 6 days? Your bed?
Your bed, you don't really have a bed.
She's won Badwater Marathon.
That water is a 135-mile run through Death Valley. And
So Death Valley sums it all up.
It sums it all up in July. It's quite hot.
She's set records for 50 mile, 100 mile. It's just insane. And I think one of her biggest achievements and one of the toughest things that she's done was...
So for her 50th birthday, so this is a 50-year-old woman, decided to raise money for African orphans by running 50 miles, not 50 kilometres, in all 50 states in 62 days. And she did it whilst having broken her foot in the 26th state, and she finished.
She's like, what, 24, 25 days?
I can't imagine being that tough and that fit at my age, let alone someone who's double my age. Like, she is just, I'm so inspired by her.
I was running with a group of people, maybe 30 people, in Texas. That was State 23, and I stepped in a tiny little pothole with my left foot, and it rolled. Obviously, I still had 22 states left to go, lots of miles to finish. The thought of stopping wasn't an option. So I knew, literally, as bad as this foot hurt, it hurt a lot, that I could, I would have to go into this space every day and focus. I call it like it was a box I got into every day, and do not mess with my box, don't touch me, don't come near me. That I just had to get into this focus. And, I've never delivered children, but I really believe that I probably delivered about 23 out there, because just getting into that mind space of like, okay.
Your body or your mind thinks that, I need to stop because your muscles are hurting or things start to hurt really bad. But it's all just in your head, and you just need to keep on pushing. And this is where Lisa is just something else. She just has this ability to not stop no matter what the consequences.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. I mean, when I sit here, people think, oh, you forget about stuff like that. I mean, I cringe, literally thinking about the hurt of it. And what's kind of amazing about this foot is Dr. Mo Brown, who ended up operating on my foot, looked at my foot, and he's like, it's dangling practically. The navicular bone was pretty much sticking out pretty badly. And he said, Lisa, this foot is not gonna make it. I was able to do it. I was able to embrace and endure and handle the pain. And it made me think about like all these kids that we're running and raising money for every day of their life. That's what they have to go through, enduring, embracing.
Her training sessions are really different to anything that I've done before, and you could really learn something from this, and man, they hurt.
You wouldn't think it would hurt using a little ball and a couple of little bits of plastic in an exercise room, but
they hurt.
It did.
5, 4, 3, 2, pull! it or something. All right, you have 30 more seconds to work on this side. The next exercise is called inchworms. They're gonna be inching themselves across the room and back. And it's very difficult to do. And the reason I'm not doing it is because it's pretty hard. Because I want them to hurt, and I did it last week. Okay, inchworms across. You're walking your hands out, inching your way up and pulling into a plank or pulling into a butt hike with your lower belly and pulling up through the hamstrings. Very, very tough exercise to do when you're fatigued. But it actually helps a lot on flexibility too. So we're doing 3 times 1 minute. Belly, bums, and squeeze it all and focus on your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Next time on Search for Hurt.
I don't know if I'm going to be safe out there tomorrow with him.
Matt and Elyse are sent to Texas to see a lawyer.
I practice law.
Who needs help.
I'm suffering quite a bit right now.
I've never seen someone so in the hurt box as much as this before.
And their honeymoon is over. They're back in Oz to journey down south for Search for Hurt's first event, the Tough Bloke Challenge.
You got 20 seconds, you're not even moving barely.
This is 200 pounds, yeah?
You want to watch me pull?
Well, that was episode 2 of Search for Hurt. Yes, it was pretty exhausting. Once again, I've got to give kudos to Elyse, who did most of the filming. She didn't know a whole lot before she left. She was just handed a camera and said, just pointed at Matt, which was kind of cool. And obviously Milo, big shout out to Milo for polishing a turd. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back this weekend to pump another episode 3. They're still in the States. I haven't watched it for a while, so I'll have to have a little refresher before we upload it. But yeah, and then they're back home, and that's when the real hurt starts. So thanks everybody again for tuning in and subscribing and doing all that cool stuff. We'll catch you on the weekend.